What you boys sipping on over there tonight?
This is Ledger's bourbon.
Ooh.
What about you, sir? It's delicious. Did he do a pinky? Did you do a pinky?
Are you drinking the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm running low on whiskey. I gotta go restock my whiskey.
You've got to drive quite a while to get to a liquor store, right?
No. So our family came out for family reunion. Oh, we never even that. This was okay. We had 50 people at our house for 3 days straight, parties back to back, 3 separate days. It was a lot. Let's just say that it was a lot. It was at my house too because I have the biggest property, so we did it here. Fun, but it was a lot. Anyway, so my cousin texted me before he came up. He goes, because he's from California. He goes, "Hey," he's like, "Are my sisters crazy, or is alcohol illegal in Utah?" And I was like, "No, your sisters are crazy. First of all, and no, you can go buy alcohol or beer at any freaking grocery store, gas station, and for Harder, it's just we have a state liquor store. So it's right down the street from Sam's house, and it's like 5 minutes from me. So, yeah,
they open late, they close early, and they're more expensive. So
yeah. So if I want to go up to Idaho to get cheaper ones, I have to drive, I don't know, 30 minutes.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking about then.
Yeah.
Is when you drive to Idaho. Right. Okay.
So in college,
I would say I
bootlegger.
remember you talking about making some drives to get it. It's a bootlegger.
we've resorted to making our home moonshine.
We gotta
here
get
in Utah. We call it the Mormon moonshine.
We gotta get you a Dodge Charger. You can drive the back roads all the way back.
Yep. We do that here. We
coined that here in Tennessee, by the way.
Toilet wine.
Yeah. It's it's real close. It's just expensive. But I don't think it's really that much more expensive than like California. Like my cousin was saying that he thinks that he lives by the beach, so it's obviously more expensive there. And he was like, it's about the same price. Right. So he's saying it was the same price to where he was, but whatever. Yeah. Anyway.
We get you some good white lightning from the Appalachian Mountains of Tennessee and send it up to you.
Oh, please do. Is it just a type of bourbon?
No, that's moonshine.
Oh, White Lightning is moonshine? That's coined for moonshine? I did not know that.
There's a song about it. Is it like real moonshine or is it advertised as moonshine? It's a George Jones song.
I don't drink moonshine that has a label.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you drink moonshine, period?
I've sipped it a few times.
Really? Is that a thing still? People are still doing moonshine? People are still doing moonshine?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Tastes like crap?
No.
Really? That's all I ever hear is that it's just super strong. And
it is strong.
Has, like, no flavor.
Yeah. It tastes good. I mean,
Really?
They probably even the homemade stuff.
They need it to taste good.
Even the homemade stuff, they'll put cinnamon in it and make apple pie moonshine. They'll do cherry moonshine. They'll do all kinds of different stuff. Even with the homemade stuff, makes it really good. I'm not saying I don't ever we go up to Gatlinburg and stuff. That's where all the distilleries, big distilleries and stuff are up there for moonshine. When they legalized it, I don't know. They kind of drew to that area more than anywhere else. And it's good, but I grew up, my dad getting a jar of clear White Lightning moonshine, they pass it around the campfire. Oh yeah. You spit it in the campfire and it'll light.
Really?
That's awesome. Yeah.
And they used to, healthy.
I remember them testing it. Like they would take a jar and they'd shake it up, and the more bubbles, the higher the proof,
Yeah.
So redneck.
Redneck.
I learned that on TV.
Oh, we used to own some property.
Sutton.
We owned some property out in East Tennessee that we used to deer hunt and stuff on, and pretty much had like an easement road that went through another guy's property to get to ours, and we had to have that access. So we were good friends with them, and we would go by his house and visit with them from time to time when we would go up there and stay. And we had, when I say own property, it was just, we had an old school bus that we converted into a camper, took all the seats and stuff out of it, put in 3 sets of bunk beds.
Did you film it for YouTube? No, that wasn't.
No, that was not. That was back before
cameras. It was before cameras. I understand. Continue.
No
cameras. No cell phones.
He had his 4 gig card.
we would. Well, the reason we knew him so well is that we would have to go to his house. We would drive down to his house to use his phone to call back home just to check in every now and then because we stay up there for a couple weeks at a time hunting. And he never went to school. He didn't know his social security number. The only time he had ever been out of the county is when he was arrested for moonshining, and they took him out of the county when they arrested him.
That's amazing.
But I mean, one of the smartest, like, homegrown Tennessee guys you could ever meet. You know, he grew tobacco, raised cattle. I'm sure he obviously made some moonshine back in the hills. But he was one of the hardest working dudes I ever knew in my entire life. It was pretty crazy. But anyway, that just reminds me of him.
You ever see that movie Lawless?
I don't think so.
Tom Hardy. Have we? Oh, with Tom. It's with Hardy, Shia LaBeouf, and I don't know who the other guys. But the three brothers that make moonshine.
It's amazing.
It's a really good movie. But it's about the moonshine. And guy comes in, like the new attorney general or whatever, prosecutor, and he basically wants everyone to pay him. He's like crooked, and they're supposed to be. It's during Prohibition, and they're supposed to be like illegal, but he won't pay him. Be like, hey, you pay me monthly to your thing, and Tom Hardy's like, no, we ain't paying you crap. And basically, so it's about a war between basically the government.
I swear we talked about this.
It's awesome. It's good. You should watch it. I think it's on. It's on Netflix. I just watched it recently.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
I'll check that out for sure.
Fun. But yeah,
I think it's kind of long, if I remember right, but it's really good.
Yeah, I don't think it was too bad, but
can't remember. It's worth it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my grandpa was like that. I think he only went to like 5th grade. He didn't know when his birthday was or like anything. He was there from Oklahoma, so the same situation.
This guy, I guess it was for milking cows and stuff, but he would sit in a catcher's position with like his feet flat on the ground, not up on his toes, flat on the ground, and would talk to us for hours and just sit like that forever and just stand right up, no problem. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. He had one tooth, and I'm not making this up. He had one tooth that I could see. And he chewed twist tobacco that he kept in his pocket, old twist tobacco, and it was like in a yellow plastic or whatever. And he pulled out this little case pocket knife that he kept wrapped in wax paper. And he pulled out and unwrapped that old case knife and flip it open. And I promise you that was the sharpest knife in the entire state of Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Both my grandpas were like, they literally carried sharpening stone in the other pocket. And both of them
always kept it sharp.
Yeah, both of them wore overalls all the time.
But good. Hey, that's good people though. That's a good guy to know.
It's crazy to think.
You want to learn how to skin a deer, you go to that guy.
That's right.
It's crazy to think about though. Like it was not that long ago that there's like, do you know anybody? Do you think it's hard to conceptualize like nowadays want to like not know their social security number and not go to any schooling ever, and they never leave their county except if you're Brandon, you're afraid of planes. But you know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah. It's kind of hard. It wasn't that long ago that it was, it was our grandpas that were like that. Or
I've never lived out of this county.
Really?
I've moved around, and I never left, but I've never lived outside of this county.
That's crazy.
I was born in the town I live in now.
A lot of people here are, because we're in this lane now, and people just.
I live and work within 10 miles of where I was born.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean,
you guys aren't very cultured. You need to move around more. Unlike me.
I travel a lot. Unlike Brandon, I travel a lot.
That's true. I'll give you that. I
don't go anywhere.
I'm cultured because I've lived in the Bible Belt, then Utah, California, Missouri, Utah.
Brandon hasn't been far. Brandon's limit on his travel is a full tank of gas.
Right.
Or if a couple times.
Or if he's going to go pick up an old Altima down in central Utah.
Yeah, I drove pretty far to get my last Chevy Love. All right.
Hey, something hit me, by the way. I was just thinking about this, and maybe I saw on your stories. Is your property just starting to become a junkyard now?
No.
Is it just slowly piling up cars?
No.
His girlfriend is
stoked. Oh, yeah. That was her first thing. It better not look like a junkyard. Well, I mean, it depends on what. Yeah, a little bit, maybe.
A little bit. He's like, it's getting there.
3 of them are my project cars, so they're not leaving. But then there's
3 project cars. How many projects
I got
can
2
you have?
Chevy Loves, and I got to make 1 out of 2, and then I got the Nova.
When's the last time you worked on either one of those?
How much?
I said, when's the last time? When's the last time you worked on either one of those?
2 months ago.
On the Nova. What about the Love?
I haven't worked on the Nova at all.
Really? Okay.
It's on the back burner because it's going to take a lot more work.
Oh. So why start is going to take more work?
Well, I got to do the Love first. I got to have a freaking shop. I did the motor for the Love. It's ready to go in, but I got to have a shop to work in. So.
I'm not hating on you, dude. You're making good money. I thought it was funny. I was like, he's got to be getting these parts from somewhere. Like,
well, no, I have two parts cars right now, but I've already done a Jeep, a Ford Ranger, a Volvo. I think that's all. But I took all 3 of those to the junkyard pretty quickly.
So you just tear out all the parts, sell them, and take them. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to let them pile up.
Do you look up every part, what sells on eBay, and those are the ones you keep, and you get rid of everything else? Like, is that
pretty much?
Pretty much.
I mean, if it's something else I think that will sell eventually, I might list it. But if it's just like little trim pieces that haven't sold, because when you look on eBay and you go to like the sold listings, it'll show what sold in the last 90 days. Mm-hmm. And if there's 0, then I usually don't mess with it, especially if there's like a bunch listed for not very much money and they're not selling. And I'm like, well, it's not even worth my time to list this $15 part, you know? Mm-hmm. So I just mostly try to stick to the stuff that sells pretty good. And I want to get into the freight shipping. I want to eventually get like a forklift or some way to move a car around without wheels and tires on it, because a lot of the suspension stuff, like the A-arms, you know, people get into a wreck, they hit a curb and bend an A-arm or whatever. That stuff all sells pretty good. But once you take it off the car's there. You can't move it, obviously, because it can't roll. So the last few that I've took to the junkyard, I left like quite a bit of stuff on them because they had to roll on and off the trailer. So
so if you get a forklift, you need a big enough forklift to lift the car up, put it on your trailer. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You just need one of those tractors with the front end bucket that you can change in and out.
Yeah. Nice. It'd have to be pretty rear heavy though. Obviously, you have to lift up probably 2,500 pounds, 3,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So moving across your property. So the forklift, you're gonna have to get a pretty off-duty kind of forklift, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be dirt.
You get a forklift on your property, we're getting legit at this point.
Oh, yeah. I will eventually.
Your mom is gonna be like, "This is awesome. I'm so glad these are around my truck."
No, if you do, my mom.
She's gonna start planting flowers around the cars.
She will.
Right. You're like, it's just decor.
Mom, plant them inside the cars.
This is called rustic. Jeez, get with it. Yeah.
Dude, if you knew my dad, you wouldn't even say that. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is an upgrade," because he kept everything. When I had to help them move, I was like, "What? Why? Why are you keeping this?" Like, there was so much just random, like a motor out of a Trail 90 from the 70s that didn't even have the bike in him. I'm like, "What are you doing with this? Just throw it away. You're never going to use it. You might use it someday." But probably not.
Yeah. So we moved
Get rid of it.
When we took that break, in June, our parents from California up here, and I think we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
We them 26-foot truck, a big truck. Dude, we filled that thing to the brim, all ceiling, all the way back up. It was like the biggest truck Penske had. And they took 5 loads to the dump when we got there. And then by the end, we had a whole car trailer full, like I don't know, 4 feet high all the way back, like whatever. One of our friends came by. But it's the same thing. My mom just like I don't know, the kids might like that, keeping it for my kids to play at her house. Literally all the toys that are around, like we were just over there earlier, and all the toys are from the 90s. They're like toys I had and I grew up. And I'm like, oh yeah, they use this, and it's like, whatever toy or an airplane or something. I'm like,
an Etch-a-Sketch that you actually had to shake.
But she keeps everything.
She gave me some fragile glassware, and it was wrapped in a newspaper like 3 months my birth.
Oh yeah, we found my brother. We were cleaning out like the cabinets in the kitchen. We found my napkins from this brother's first birthday party. Like, that's from 1980. It's like, why are you keeping these? You never use them again. They're napkins. And she's just like, it's just like a whole stack. It's like, never mind. So we just started chucking stuff, and you could tell it was physically hard for her to throw away things. Was not having it, but.
I guess back then you didn't have the photographs like we do, the digital photographs where you could just take unlimited everything for memories, right? And you just fill up terabytes, and we don't have to keep the napkins. We take a picture of the napkin and we put it on a terabyte. Everybody gets to see it. Back then.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
That'd have been a lot of pictures back then.
Still works, by the way.
That's funny. It's funny that one works. He sent JP, for the listeners to understand, JP, we were talking about last time, I think, the 4 gigabyte. He had a 4 gigabyte drive, and it filled up like within, I don't know, you said like 3 seconds or whatever.
Oh, it is so fast.
Yeah, right. And then he was so mad this week. He sent us a picture of 128 gigabyte. He couldn't get to work, and so he was so upset about it. And I was like, man, try formatting it. He's like, it won't format. Like the oldest guy text getting none.
It was so stupid, that damn thing. I ordered it because it could be here in an hour off of Amazon. I was like, and it had the camera listed as compatible cameras, and it never worked. It still won't work. It won't format. So then I had to go to my arch nemesis, Best Buy, and actually go into the store and go buy one, which I don't like.
Why is he your arch nemesis?
I don't like them.
You don't like them? You don't like the workers? He's like, they're gross.
I like the damn geek squad.
Yes.
No, they're just not. They're never kind in that store. I don't know. I don't like Best Buy. I never had great experiences in Best Buy.
I feel like you go in, you ask things like, so does this cell phone take pictures? And they're like, yeah, dude. Like, of course it takes pictures.
Here we go.
Where do you flip it?
Yeah, he's like, why is it just black on the front? It's a touch screen, man. When it turns on, you just touch it. He's like, there's no buttons? Yeah, that's because that's you, man.
Do you have any light switches that I don't have to ask Alexa to turn on?
Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway.
But yeah, I finally found one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Best Buy. I like electronic. I got Electronic Express. I don't know if y'all have those out there, but those are my favorite.
Never heard of it.
No.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever have a Circuit City back in the day?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Circuit Cities used to be.
It's big time. That's where I used to go get my CB antennas to throw in my truck when I was 16.
Oh, nice. Look at you.
Yeah.
CBs.
I had one of those too.
Yeah, it's all my buddies. We all had CDs. We always go to a channel that wasn't used.
First truck I learned to drive was a '79 Chevy C10 4-wheel drive with my dad put like a 5 or 6 foot CB antenna on the back. We had CBs in all of our cars because we lived in the mountains where all the logging trucks were going down the road, and they'd call out certain spots on the road because this road was real narrow and it was super windy. So like if 2 trucks met that didn't know they were coming into each other, they would potentially hit each other because the road's so narrow. So they'd come and they'd say, loaded or unloaded, which meant going one way or the other. And they'd say like little red cabin because there's like a little red cabin on the side of the road, or like water hole or spring or whatever, Gulf Lake. And they would stop at certain spots and let the truck go by, let the other one go by. And so there, and the school bus had it and everything. So when we had our truck awesome. And we'd like tow a trailer, you'd have to have the CB, or you potentially would come around a turn and there'd be a logging truck halfway over in your lane. Yeah. They still do it. My mom still has to drive up there for work.
What was the trucking channel? 19. 19.
Ours was 17.
Yeah. I just remember that. It's always in the song, breaker, breaker, 19.
Right.
Yeah. So you never had a CD in your car?
Me?
A handle. Yeah, no. I didn't have a handle.
My mom did.
I thought you were cool. So.
Well, she ran like when she was younger, she worked at a truck stop, I guess, and they had like, she would talk to the truckers like because they'd come in, whatever, and they had a CB, and so she had a trucking handle or whatever. I think it was like, I think she said it was like Blue Lady or something like that.
That's awesome.
I think that's what it was.
We're gonna forever
she's watching, so she'll tell me when she watches. That's not what it was.
We're gonna refer to your mom as Blue Lady from now on. So we're all the Blue Lady. That's awesome. Yeah, I think for us, we didn't have a CB or anything. We had a Buick Century is what we drove, and my parents bought it from my grandma, so that's what we drove in high school. And it was super slow and all stuff. But we did have a cassette player. That's what we had. So we had like this is right when MP3 started coming out. You had like the iPod Shuffle and other stuff, And so we would have the cassette that had the wire coming from the cassette.
I bought one of those at a thrift store like a month ago.
For your Chevy Love?
No.
Did it?
No.
Yeah, you know why? Because no one has a cassette player.
No, they were selling. No. I was surprised they were selling.
That's funny.
People like that.
Those are awesome.
Vintage stuff like that.
I know.
Though.
I remember they had them for CD players too. You could put them in and go to your CD player or whatever.
Yeah.
You always had to have the external ones, and they'd skip every time you hit a bump.
Yeah. We had I was listening to a podcast with some music guys on them. Oh, it was Bob Dylan's son, Jacob Dylan. He was talking about how in the music industry right now, all artists sell a lot more vinyls than they do anything else, which is like kind of makes sense, right? But like the vinyl old records are like kind of not coming back to the point, but nobody just uses streaming. Mm. But the only thing people do buy are vinyls because they're kind of more classic. I love listening. I have a record player. I love listening to vinyls. I don't know what it is. It's the crackle and the pop while while the record spins. I love it. It's pretty awesome.
Do you want to explain how it works a little more?
Yeah. So what happens is there's a needle. Here's a funny story. When we bought that, right? When we bought that, we were at Target and we bought a record player and we bought Frank Sinatra. And it was my wife wanted the Frank Sinatra, and I like Frank Sinatra too. But anyway, so we're going through this year. This older lady. She's like Frank Sinatra, huh? Well, I'm like, yeah, he's new. Have you? Just like fucking around with her. And she's like, what? And I was like, he's new, have you heard of him? And she's like, but she like looked at me all funny. She's like, trust me, honey, I know exactly what goes on when you play this record like that. We're there like, what? I was like 8 months pregnant at the time, and I was like, well, it is our anniversary, so makes sense. And lady's like, there you go. This old lady, super sassy. I was like, I like this lady. It's cool.
You should have just bought a bunch of like super slow jam ones. You're like Marvin Gaye, Frank Sinatra.
She's like, what is going on? Yeah.
How am I the oldest person in this podcast? You're listening to Frank Sinatra on vinyl.
I don't think I've ever heard Frank Sinatra songs.
Yes, you have.
Well, I mean, I have, but I've never like listened to him on purpose.
No, I like Frank Sinatra. I love
just on accident.
Oops, like on a movie.
I pressed play. I don't know what happened.
I dropped the needle.
No, there's something super soothing about listening to like big band kind of music.
Yeah.
If you're actually trying to like pay attention to work or something, blues on or putting like that on in the background while you actually work, I love it. It makes me focus. I love listening to podcasts, and like shows and watching shows, but my productivity goes way down.
Yeah,
like it takes so long. Yeah. But like listening to music like that, just something in the background, I can just bust out and concentrate and like freaking get a ton of work done. So that's why I
it makes sense.
Listen to that stuff. Yeah.
I did the same thing. Like I'll be, you sit there, you put in a podcast, whatever, and I'm typing away on the computer. And the next thing I know, I'm staring at the ceiling. It's been 2 hours. I haven't done anything, and I didn't know where it went.
Exactly. And they're like, well, that's the end of the podcast. Listen next week. And you're like, oh my gosh, I thought anything?
I've done nothing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did you boys work on the shop today?
I did not. I took today off. No. I worked
in the yard.
Ooh. You have a big yard. So what did you do in the yard?
Pulled out the garden because it was all dead. And then we got some free soil, Home Depot.
Free soil.
On accident. Yeah.
That means you stole it, first of all. That was the most roundabout way to say I stole a bunch of soil from Home Depot.
If we didn't spend so much damn money there,
legibly speak into the mic, Brandon, and explain what happened.
I went there to get soil to add to the garden beds because I tilled up a bunch that was in there, and it was like crappy soil and full of roots. So pulled all the roots out, and obviously that made the soil level go down. So we went and bought some bags, like 14 bags of soil. It's like $7 a piece, right? And so then I bought 2 like fountain grass plants that are pretty cool. They're like the ones actually that are around my pergola. Those 2 big. And 2 of those are like $25 a piece. And then another plant that was like $20, and the other 2 more that were like 12 together. And then once I get up there, and he was like, oh, how many bags do you have? And I'm like, oh, there's 14. He's like, okay. So he like types in or whatever. And then he gets done. He's like, oh, it's like $96. And I'm like, that's not too bad. It's way better than I thought. And I'm like, there's people behind me. I'm just paying, and I leave and I get out of the truck and start loading. I was like, There's no way that it was only $96. I look, and he only charged me for one bag.
Oh,
so I got 13 free bags of soil. I was like, I'm not going back in there.
I'm not walking 50 yards back there.
I'm already out of the store.
I felt bad for a second, but then I was like, you know how many like of these plants they just throw away because they die or whatever, and they're $25 a plant? I don't feel like that. Yeah. Plus, I just spent $500 there yesterday buying freaking air purifiers because the smoke was so bad. So I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, that's funny. That's always nice to get a freebie here and there. Like you spend so much money at a store.
Yeah. What I hate is you go there. I don't know if the Home Depots are like that everywhere, but they're always like, "Do you have a Pro Rewards number?" I'm like, I don't know what the rewards are, but yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
It's only there for receipt purposes. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
They're like, well, we used to give discounts on paint. I'm like, okay.
Like we used to. We don't do that anymore.
They told you all the stuff you used to get.
Used to get discounts throughout the whole store.
Right.
Like, but you only get discounts.
Like a free lawnmower and stuff, but we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But they only give you discounts on the paint that like somebody came in and said, hey, I want this mixed up, and then it never came back and got.
Right. Yeah. It's all sitting on the side. Yeah, all this color.
Got purple spray paint all over it.
Yeah.
That's how lumber is too.
So I was building that pergola. I talked about it a little bit, but I was getting the deck boards to go across the front, and I was looking through them. It was Brian and I were looking through them. I was like, these are all crap. These suck. They're terrible. Like, they're awful. And one of the guys that works there walks by. He's like, hey, you should ask them. They'll give them to you for like 50% off. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, look, those will give them to you for like 50% off. I was like, who do I ask? I'm like, that guy over there is the manager. I was like, all right. It's like, hey, man. He's like, yeah. I was like, hey, that guy over there said you give him these for like 65% off.
That's great.
He's like, yeah, that's no problem.
They don't care. They don't make enough to care.
Well, I kind of laughed, and I was messing with him a little bit afterwards. He was like, dude, they will sit there and we'll have to destroy them, or you can take them at as much off as I can give them to you guys.
Right.
If you don't care and you want to take them, he's like, I'll give them to you because nobody will buy them.
Yeah. Right. He's like, you could have just said, take them for free, and I would have given it to you. So it's actually joke's on you, buddy.
Yeah.
Worked out great for me. I was good with it.
Yeah. If I don't need like a whole sheet of plywood, but I need like most of it, I'll find one with a broken off corner. And I'm like, hey, can you discount this? You're like, yeah, sure. It's right on there. Like 40 or 50% off. I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
I don't need that part anyway.
Hey, well, here's a question. Lumber prices, they going back down?
I haven't checked, really.
They definitely are us.
Right. I've heard it's doing like a 70% correction on the prices. So it's not gonna ever get down to where it was.
Right.
But it's going down quite a bit, which is good. Yeah. But
I'm gonna wait to sheathe my shop then.
Yeah.
I want to do like tongue and groove so it like connects together, instead of like trying to butt joint them together, because I feel like no matter what, they're gonna like be off at the seams. So I want to use like subflooring.
What about like that smart siding stuff? Or you don't want like the texture? You know what the smart siding stuff is?
Smart siding? No.
Yeah, that's what my father-in-law always calls it. I forget what the actual name of it is. But like my shed's done in it. It has like a texture on it, but it actually does tongue and groove and like big 4x8 sheets that kind of just together.
Is it tongue and groove, or is it like a shiplap type thing?
It's more like shiplap. Yeah, and it's you can get it either in connected to like a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, or you can get it and it's like connected to like B. But if you're just trying to like cover something,
well, I need to have it to where I can hang
drill into it. Right. But I'm thinking about doing that for maybe one of the walls in just to give it sort of, I don't know, something different besides I don't know, shiplap. I don't know. I want to do some sort of accent because I think we're going to actually expand the office a little bit in the shop. So we're going to put another 4 feet by 24 feet to the office at least. And if we do that, we're going to have a giant wall and a ton of space. And I want to make sure that we actually, because we're going to keep the 11-foot ceilings in the office. So it's going to be a huge wall. The back wall is going to be massive. So I want to do something to it so it doesn't look just so plain. Got to figure out what to do. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. I can tell that wood prices are going down in my area because there's been 4 wooden fences go up in my neighborhood like this week. And I'm not kidding. Brian and I were messing around, driving around, going to Lowe's, whatever. And I was like, dude, there's fences going up everywhere. And sure enough, the lumber prices went down quite a bit. So I think everybody's kind of waiting for that and then pulling the trigger on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Do you guys follow what's his name? Nolan, Built by Nolan. He just put up a shop. And I was talking to him, like asking him what he's gonna sheathe his in, and he said he's gonna do like 3 foot of sheetrock and then wood for like 5 or 6 feet and then sheetrock above that. So it makes it way cheaper. I was like, oh, pretty good idea. And then it's kind of like a wainscoting look. So deal.
That's interesting.
Okay. That'd be good. Yeah, you could have the wood where you can hang the cabinets, but the sheetrock will be, and it won't cost as much.
I might actually do that because with the 11-foot wall, it's not like I can just throw an 8-foot panel up and then be done. I'm gonna have to put more on top. So, I was
like, I don't know if the camera would ever see over 8 feet. So,
or I'd have to cut another piece and put it on top. But if I do, like you said, do actual like drywall at the bottom, and then for the bottom 3 feet and then feet on top, that would actually work.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like that idea.
Yeah.
The only thing I can say about that is that having drywall at the bottom is like hitting it with stuff and busting holes in it.
That's my only.
But if it's behind cabinets, like if it's a miter saw with cabinets against the whole wall, you'll never see it.
Yeah, that's true.
Get bumped.
Well, one of my whole walls in here is sheetrock, and I haven't poked any holes in it yet. I don't really around it that much.
I say that in my entire shop is a garage in my house. It's all sheetrock, and I don't poke any holes in it with anything, so it's fine. In my head, I don't know. You're like slinging boards around for some reason.
I know. Whatever. What are you doing in your shop? He's like, yeah, Brian got him again. There's a few holes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe when my kids were little, my wife would come out and throw stuff at me for being too loud. But
yeah. I can see that. She is a redhead, so that makes sense.
She is.
Oh, well, Sam, you got anything that you saw this week?
Sam alive or
Sam is awful quiet.
Yeah, well, I didn't prepare for this episode, so I'm doing it now.
Wow. Jeez, Sam.
Normally we do an after hours after.
Yeah, so usually you do 2 when we do an after hours, but we didn't do that. So now we know that you just prepare the entire time we're doing the first podcast. You never pay attention.
Yeah, right. Either doing this or shopping on Amazon. So,
and here I thought the entire time he's supporting the podcast.
No, he's
not. With Jesse's money.
Yeah. He's like, what podcast stuff do we need? Let's buy some new mics.
Yep.
All right.
I see you have 2 chairs now, like the gaming ones.
We've had this since he moved here. But
for a while.
Yeah,
I didn't know he had one as well.
Yeah, they're matching. Would you like us to show you the leg thing underneath?
I kind of want you to.
Look at the. Wait, do we have shorts and a Hawaiian shirt?
Yeah.
I'm on vacation.
You're actually supposed to be. You're not supposed to be on vacation. All right.
Here's vacation now.
All right, ready? Right. Here's shit Sam saw.
All right, so I think this one is funny, but I think it would actually work.
That would be crazy.
How crazy is that?
That's
amazing. It looks like the Halloween costume,
right?
The Day of the Dead.
Yeah, he looks like Coco.
Yeah, it looks like Slipknot's dog.
What's it called? The Coco's dog. He's my spirit animal.
I don't know. The hairless dog? I don't know.
You should know this.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, Sarah.
Imagine waking up in the middle of the night. And,
yeah,
the dog's just like looking at you
right at the side of your bed. You're like, oh, jeez. Oh, that's
the comment is what would you name him?
Oh, what would you? Oh.
The best comments.
Yeah, let's see what the best comments are.
One of them says the Puppisher.
That's Ghost from Call of Duty.
That's
how can it not be the
other
Punisher?
Night?
It says
Jigsaw.
The other night,
it does look like Jigsaw.
Yeah, it does. But you just put a little red on him,
right?
Speaking of like waking up to him in the middle of the night, freaking, I woke up, I heard my bin like eat, and I was like, what the heck? And like half asleep. And I like wake up and I run to the door, I open the door, and then I see my son's door open. So I like go over there and I open his door. And then his door is right next to the room. And so I open his door and I'm like looking in, and I have crappy eyesight as it is. So when I'm waking up, glasses on, I can't see anything. And so I'm like, I open it up and I'm just like, what? And then just literally right next to me in the thing, Dad, I'm right here. And it just says it super loud. And I like scream. And he's like, what? And then I scare him and then he starts crying and I start laughing. It was just it didn't proceed to go to bed for like another 2 hours. Dude, it scared me so bad.
Kids will take away your situational awareness at night. Completely. Man. It's gone. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, like I thought I was pretty good. Like there's like times where like I wake up and I'm good to go, and like you hear some downstairs, and I'm like I like reach into I get my gun, I'm like, what's going on? Like go downstairs. I'm like fully like it was not the other night. No. It's like and then
they just at some point they break you, and then at that point like I'll just put in like foam earplugs. Now I'm like there's just kill me in the night. I don't care.
You hear some glass shatter, you're just like,
yeah.
Carter, it's my time. It's my time.
Yeah, you're like, hey, honey, you're gonna have to get this watch. Yeah. I'm out. Yeah.
Before kids, I'm like tactically clearing the house of a drop of a mouse.
Right.
Drop of a mouse, really.
What does that sound like exactly?
Yeah. Who's dropping mice?
You live in a really weird neighborhood, JP.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
That reminded me of my favorite movie, Boondock Saints, when the bartender says, let's make like a tree and get the F out of here.
Oh, you're laughing. You haven't seen it.
No, that's a funny quote. I can't laugh at a funny quote.
Not when you haven't seen Boondock Saints.
No, I haven't. I started watching it the other day. We started watching it outside.
Okay.
And we started watching outside. We didn't finish it.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to get them
because I don't think we can be friends like true friends until you watched Boondock
I have
Saints.
no problem. I haven't seen Reservoir Dogs either, which I've heard is really
Me
good.
neither. I don't care about it.
Really? But you've never seen it.
I'm not saying I don't care about it. I've never seen it, but it's not like something like seek out to watch.
Have you seen that movie, The Hunt?
Yeah.
I watched it. I watched it as soon as Jesse texted. Yes, it was amazing.
It's so great. It's so great. I'm glad somebody watched it.
He wouldn't shut up about it.
Dude,
I'm trying to go to bed. Leave me alone.
Oh, man.
As soon as you explained it, I was like, watching it. Definitely watching it.
You watched it that night?
Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, I didn't know what it was fully about. Like I kind of heard it explained, but I was like, I don't know. I'll watch it. I heard it's pretty good. I put on it just was so funny and so gory, and just there was a lot more big actors in it than I thought there would be.
Don't give it away though.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
Brandon, you would love it. I know you said you were like, I don't think I'd like it. Dude,
100%.
I should give him. JP should give you his login.
He's got like 12 family members living on his property. That all of my TV usage would be up.
Yeah, Brandon's like, hey, so you use the same login for Netflix too? We're like, what?
I go to try to watch it and be like, it's already being viewed on 12 TVs.
Right. All right, Sam, show us another one.
All right. This one's a pack. There we go. I feel like we should do in your truck.
Oh, that's amazing. That would totally work.
Yeah, they just pop right out.
That's fantastic. Are the mountains blue?
Why would you not?
Are the mountains blue? No. Well, like a baby blue, not like a faux blue. No, that's awesome.
That's pretty smart. But what kind of truck is that? Is that
that's an F-150. That's the same my truck.
Oh, see, if you bought you a real truck like a Dodge, it's got coolers in the back floorboard.
You can't life hack that.
I hate Dodge. Not to be life hack.
That's the first place the cops are going to check.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's like
you're going to put your open
JP's
beer.
like, if you really want to hide your beer, you put it in the coolers that are already thin. It's like that's the first place they'd look. Yeah.
What you got in the coolers? What are you talking about?
JP's like, damn it, you caught me. Just
there's a format over that. How did you even?
Is it
Like, I have the same truck.
That's cool. It's in your truck?
Yeah. Several, current.
Yeah, a lot of the newer
I think
brands.
5 or 6 years ago, they started doing it. In the floorboard, each back seat in the four doors.
Oh, okay.
No, in the four door trucks, in the back seat, in the floorboards under the mats, it's legit coolers.
So how do you, and there's like a plug that you can just unscrew and it drains?
Oh, well, some of them have refrigerators in the center consoles now.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's super fancy.
Some Ford trucks have locking gun cases under the back seat.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're doing the tornado. I couldn't speak there for a minute.
Tornado?
Pretty sure they sell that at Taco Bell.
The tornado
before or
relief
after?
stuff. I kept them filled with water and ice before.
That's a definitely.
I was going to say, that's what happens after Taco Bell. I was like, nah.
right.
Sorry,
And then here comes
brother.
Sam.
That's fantastic. That's funny.
To the point of our conversation, the one right before we started the podcast was about there's nothing cooler than casually walking away after blowing something up.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get. I didn't remember. I
You could throw that in. That
so I'll
sounds
throw
good.
that up. Real quick. All right, no.
Yeah. That fits right into the conversation.
All right, let's get to Reddit, people. Oh, because that's always
Dumpster
fun.
fire.
That's always a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
You guys ever use Reddit besides looking up how to fix your car? 'Cause that's the only time I ever use Reddit. It's like that
Never used
forum.
it for that.
Every time it's an F-150 forum, I'm like, it's always Reddit's my top thing. Oh, that's how
Really?
to fix it. Yeah, every time. That's all. That's like the only time I ever use Reddit.
I've only used Reddit to get kicked out of subreddits
Never-
for posting my YouTube videos.
I've never tried that ever.
I've been drugged there when I started trying to look in stock stuff. And it's not a good place to try to figure stuff out. I'll tell you that much. AMC to the moon.
Those guys definitely know what they're doing. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
clearly.
I think I'm going to set a record for the most banned person from subreddits for just simply posting a YouTube video about woodworking.
Dude,
I've been banned from 10 subreddits, maybe more.
Reddits are kind of most Reddits, like when you actually go into the rules, are so dumb.
It's ridiculous.
It's so dumb because they just make up their rules.
It's like,
have you
we
ever
want
gone-
you to be here and answer all the questions and don't be anywhere else and don't post stuff that's yours and just reply to people's comments.
right.
That's all.
I got a lifetime ban one time for posting a YouTube video on there, and I think it's like called woodworking videos, and I posted a YouTube video to it. And
No.
I got a lifetime ban because I posted it somewhere else as well. Like you can only post it here.
Right.
What?
Only here and not
Like, that's-
off of YouTube. Has to be on Vimeo.
Like that's.
Like, I thought this was
you
about
can't do
growth
that.
and like
Yeah,
helping people.
Right.
Nope.
That's funny.
Like, you
Reddit.
can't self promote. You're just trying to make money. I'm like, I make like 25 cents off
Right.
this video.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Reddit's its own universe.
It's
By
crazy.
the way, we just got back from my parents' house. My dad got a new smoker since we haven't talked barbecue.
Talk about that first.
So
Ooh.
he got a new smoker. He got a.
What is this guy doing?
They're not paying attention. They already
What did you
moved on.
say? All right, well,
Okay,
watch
you
this.
got- hold on.
Let's
There we
watch
go.
this
let's
first.
do this video
All right.
first. All right, here you go, Jesse. You can catch up.
Oh, gotcha.
if it loads.
What? Clearly sober.
So he's just walking on.
So
his last
pretty-
leg.
Oh. I thought for sure he was just going to take his feet out. Oh, no. That's a great save.
Just throw it in for Jesse.
I'm just smiling. Never seen the video. Well, load. So that's cool. Hope you guys are enjoying that. Sam might have seen it, not me.
Yeah, it's really
Not
funny.
me.
Just take
It
that.
is.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
You just
He's trying to catch his shoe.
His dear life.
That's fine.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, it's still going.
Skip to the end.
I like the end where he's trying to catch up to his shoe.
It's just a labyrinth of conveyor belts.
Right.
Yeah, he just keeps falling on one conveyor belt to the next.
That's funny. Now back to barbecue,
Okay.
since we haven't talked barbecue in forever.
Oh, sorry.
And I'm not
Sorry.
included in this video. You guys jerks. So my dad got a new smoker. He got a Yoder smoker. Have you heard of these, JP? You
Yes,
heard of them?
they're badass.
It's amazing.
Dude, It's
Dude.
insane.
Yeah, high quality steel,
Oh.
welded nicely. Like
They make
made to
our
last.
so they make our Traegers look
Sufficient.
just sufficient. Like, oh my goodness, this Yoder thing.
We still like Traeger.
We love the Traegers. I love my Traeger. I love my Traeger. But this Yoder, dude, it's insane. It's so cool. And so my dad made a pork butt day, and he smoked it without wrapping it or anything. Just smoked it and got the on that. Smoked it really low for 9 hours?
I think it was a 9 hour. Yeah.
Dude, it was delicious. It was great. It was very different.
Smoker still, or
yeah.
Yes.
He combined he combined Jack Daniel pellets with They're
like charcoal pellets.
Charcoal pellets,
Yeah.
so you get like more of a full
Really?
smoke.
Yeah.
And with a hickory pellet, and he just combined them in this thing. It was fantastic.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm going to try Jack Daniel's
Never seen
charcoal
those.
pellets. They're pretty cool. They're black.
I've
like
seen
charcoal.
the Jack Daniels stuff, but I didn't know
Yeah.
they made charcoal pellets.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I got to start experimenting with other pellets because if there's one thing that I have to like say against the pellet smoker so far is that I'm just not getting enough smoke in my food. My dad, however, has a Pit Boss, and I don't know what setting has it on. I don't know anything about them.
Every
But
time I see
periodically they start producing smoke that is close to what when we start up our Traegers. Like it rolls out every so often to give the food like more of a smoky taste. And it's too much for him. He doesn't like it, but I'm like, dude, I'm so jealous. Like, I want a little more smoke.
Yeah, the Aaron, my old boss, had one, and he'd send me videos randomly, and he'd open it, and there'd just be smoke like rolling out of it. I'm like, he's like, bet your Traeger don't do this. He hates Traegers. He had one and got rid of it.
I don't
Really?
think it's supposed to though.
It's not.
Yeah,
The Pit Boss?
No, it's one your
Traeger.
smoker to produce white
That's
smoke.
that's
It's supposed to be dirty smoke.
right.
You want the smoke. So if it's doing that, like my Traeger is an old Traeger, and it does that periodically. It'll billow out smoke because it's just got too cold, so it has to shove a bunch of pellets in. And
Right.
they ignite real quick.
Yeah.
So it'll do that.
Ah.
So it usually means that it's just like it's not maintaining temperature as good as it should when it starts.
Gotcha. So it's not a smoke setting. It has to do with
The
lighting the
quality.
pellets.
No,
and
I
stuff.
think
It
there's
not being working well.
Yeah, I think the Yoder has a super smoke, which I don't know what it does, but it's supposed to make it a little smokier. And then I've seen people
think
use
John-
the tubes also. They'll put the tubes in there.
I think John Ayala, he has a Camp Chef or whatever that is. That what it's called?
Yeah.
Camp
Yeah.
Chef.
Mhm.
And I think he got those tubes too. He said it made a lot of difference, I guess.
Yeah.
He's been smoking a lot recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you
his
talking
wife's-
about the pellet tubes that you fill with pellets and put them on the rack? And then
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I got one. I can't get it to work.
Can't
Right.
you,
gotta-
you cold smoke with those two or no?
Yeah, you can.
Uh,
Because you
know
just
if you
need
got that
you
or
need a
something
torch.
else,
You're supposed to
but-
light the whole thing and then blow it out, and then just let it sit there.
Huh. I need to mess with it more.
Just put pellet and not light it and just put it in. And be like, here we go. Is that what you did, JP?
No,
Yeah, is that honestly what you did?
no, I lived with
Okay,
it.
all right.
It just didn't.
He was like,
You're like,
no,
no, I didn't do that.
something I would do.
But I didn't light like all of it. I didn't want it. So I didn't light like the entire thing and then blow it out. I was thinking in my mind, it was kind of like the minion method that I use with charcoal. So, all the unlit charcoal, put the lid on top of it and let it burn, down slowly. So I lit the end of it, like the one side of it or whatever, thinking that it would just slowly burn down, but it burned too hot. And then when I blew it out, it didn't burn all the way through and it didn't really produce any more smoke. I didn't want to light the entire thing because I didn't want to change the temperature inside the smoker itself. It was too much, but I didn't really, I did it a couple times and I was like, all right, this isn't really working out. When it gets to the smoke, no smoke thing is sometimes I really do kind of miss my old the stick burner smoker or whatever, where, I can control that a little more, but still with the Traeger, I will stick with it that there's not a more universal grill out there
yeah, I love mine.
than that pellet smoker.
Did you get a Blackstone yet?
No, I still have my blue Rhino flat, top or whatever next
just
to
a
it.
grill, it's like a gas grill.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a gas flat, blue round flat top. It's just not like but it's like a camping size. It's not big at all. Right. It's got a collapsible stand on it and stuff where you can take it camping. Yeah. And I use it a lot. I will upgrade. The only reason I have not upgraded yet is
you caught your other bushes on fire.
No, I don't have any bushes. I took them all out.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't gonna risk it.
We know you took them out. We saw the video. We saw taking them out.
I took them all out. That's where the concrete stuff is now. But no, I'm in the midst of designing my outdoor kitchen / grilling area. So I'll be building that over fall, winter, spring, and that'll be my project coming into the next summer. So I haven't bought that yet because I'm going to decide what I want and get the dimensions and get it all laid out so I can put some countertops in. I guess I'm going to do like center blocks and then overlay it with stone and then do a concrete top.
Like a stone veneer.
Yeah. And then I want to, do a lower tabletop so I can take the table base or take the leg base off of the Traeger and set it down on top of it and then have a step up where I can put the Blackstone. And I want to run the gas line down underneath so I can have the tank and stuff underneath it. And also some prep area. And so I don't know. I'm thinking I'm moving kind of slow right there because I want that area to be really nice and exactly what I want. So I'm trying to use the area quite a bit and decide, kind of help me decide what I want and take my time in designing it because that's an area I use a lot.
That's cool. Yeah.
How's your area working out? Is it good? You happy with it?
Yeah, I love it.
Good.
Yeah, it's super nice. The only thing I need to do is put in rain gutters outside because so I have that bar table that we actually use quite a bit to either put food on and like while a bunch of people are over because it's right next to the grill. So I can grill and then like have plates and just put it on the bar there with all the food, the hamburger and all that stuff. But it like hangs over the edge of where the water runoff is. And so basically all that water just hits that table every time it rains. And so it hasn't rained a lot yet, but I need to put on rain gutters because it's going to just destroy that table so fast, especially with the snow coming. So I got to do that as soon as the frame is done. I think between me getting the siding and the frame being done, I'm going to put in the rain gutters. It shouldn't take very long. I assume it'll take a few hours.
That's one thing that I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to do is put some clear corrugated material above my pergolas because my grilling station stuff is underneath the pergolas, which is really nice for the shade. But when it rains, it's like, oh crap, I gotta go out there in the rain and deal with my stuff now, So I'm thinking about putting the clear corrugated stuff on the top of it. No gutters or anything because it, overhangs pretty well. And then just put in a slight cant so it just runs the water off the front end. Yeah, and doing that on both of them.
Or my smokers and stuff, our smoker and grill I had a pergola there, and like you said, it obviously get wet if it rains. So I did like the corrugated tin on the top of it. It doesn't get any sunlight, but it also protects your grills from the sunlight, so that's a plus.
Yeah, I actually like.
Yeah, it's kind of cool when because it's like a redwood frame, and then it's got the like. I don't know, galvanized tin or whatever, or galvanized metal, whatever kind. And when it rains, it sounds cool. It's like rain on a tin roof type thing, especially when you go out there grilling, it's raining and stuff. It's kind of cool.
That's cool. Now, when you built the pergola, did you build it level or did you go ahead and build it with a runoff?
Yeah, it's like a 12-in-1 pitch or whatever.
Okay. So I guess I built mine level because I was just building it for a pergola, not for a roof. So I'm going to have to go in and add some type of spacer system and, at the end closest to the house so that it has some runoff. I'm going to have to figure that out later, but I'm sure that wouldn't be too hard.
It'd be pretty easy is what I would
say. Yeah. Because if it's not...
You could even
if it's not 100% waterproof, I don't care,
Rip strips of wood.
Yeah, exactly. Just enough to ramp it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Brought it back to the shop talk.
Look at us. Real woodworkers here.
Cooked some chicken thighs tonight that were absolutely phenomenal. My favorite move with the chicken thighs. So I took them. I did chicken thighs. I did quarters, but I did them how I do my chicken thighs, which is typically I take my chicken thighs after I trim them up and stuff, and I'll put them in a tin pan after they're rubbed down or whatever, and put a couple tablespoons of butter. Cut off the crap. Sticks of butter. Yeah. So
that's
so
what you couldn't think of.
Stick.
You're like, sticks, right?
Stick of butter. Yeah.
All right.
Cut a couple tablespoons off the stick of butter and just set it on top of it, and I smoke them like that at a low temp and in the butter in the tin pan until they get almost up to temp. Then I take them out on a hot temp and put them skin side down and crisp the skin up and finalize it. Well, I did the chicken quarters the exact same way, and they were absolutely phenomenal.
Nice.
That is an excellent way to do it. That butter and stuff, like when they're in there just smoking for a while, and it's oh man, it gives everything.
It's hilarious. You were like, "Oh, that buttered chicken, that sounds healthy."
Hey, I called myself out on it.
Literally just did buttered chicken.
Yeah, that was funny. I think I like looking at what you made today, though. I kind of want to spatchcock a small, like rotisserie chicken.
Oh
like
yeah,
small
that's
chicken.
a great move. Yeah,
yeah. I
$8-10 for a whole chicken.
Actually, I should just turkey because then I can kind of do a test run for November and not be super close to November because I still have a turkey from last year in my freezer. I should just let it thaw out and just freaking do a whole turkey.
We should do a competition.
A competition?
Yeah, turkey versus turkey.
Oh, that'd be cool. But what he's gonna?
How do we judge that?
You gonna ship a turkey?
I bet me and you, but we could do. JP could ship his turkey.
Oh, you say me and you do a turkey?
Yeah,
and then compare and have Father Barbecue do judge it. So my dad passed, right? He just retired, and he's super into barbecue. That's why he got a Yoder. So we call him Father Barbecue because of the obvious. And I like it. So I think he should judge if we do that.
Yeah, we need to make him a logo with like the collar and then
that's right. We keep talking about doing a food truck and then like doing it like barbecue minister themed, and then have him there, and he's just wearing like the the turtleneck thing up top with like the little white collar thing.
We're not Catholic, by the way.
We're not. No, we're not Catholic.
It's gonna make a good logo,
but it's so much better when it comes to branding. So
right.
How do you think that'd go over in a mostly Mormon society?
They might love it. It's barbecue. I mean, who doesn't love barbecue?
Right.
I don't think they care.
They're trying to feed the masses.
That's right. That's right. That's right. We like our appetizers are like 3 fish and 4 loaves of bread. Like you like do everything Bible themed, you know? Be great.
Everybody's hammered because they're all drinking wine.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, finish us off on one.
Honestly, the question is, will he eat a turkey if I ship it to him?
When I eat the turkey?
Yeah, if I shipped you a turkey after I cooked it.
Are you gonna do express shipping in a like Yeti? Because I would definitely do it then.
Sam just wants the Yeti cooler.
I'm not sending you a Yeti.
Just saying that would hold the temp really well.
It's a styrofoam cooler duct taped with dry ice.
Actually, what would work better for you is since you let everything rest. Since you let everything rest for about 13 hours, if you do overnight shipping, it would get here. If you wrap, put some towels, styrofoam container, ship it.
Look how excited he is right now.
We figured it out. I like it.
That would be perfect. But you'd have to get it done in the morning so they can ship it out same day, get to us the next day.
He's like paying a transport truck to take it.
Yeah.
He's like, since you're going, drop this.
We'll figure this out. We're going to figure this out.
That'd be cool.
Or we could all meet in one location and do a cook-off.
Now I'm down.
I'm in the middle.
Brandon,
so that would make sense.
Brandon can.
Brandon, it's like 12 hours. You'll be all right.
I like it. It's 2 tanks though. It's
2 tanks. It's 2 tanks of gas. That's way too far for me.
I'll pay for the second tank.
Oh, there you go.
I'm scared of gas stations.
What? What?
That's a weird phobia.
Kidding.
All right, let's plan it. Let's get it done.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We need a meet up anyway. Show us one more, and then we'll be done for the night.
You gotta. That's motivation. You got to get the shop done.
Me?
Yeah.
Because
as soon as you get the shop done,
we gotta host a
great.
podcast in office.
Yeah, in the new shop, that'd be perfect.
You guys can bring your wife in if you want. Not. If you both, don't bring both. I'm saying if you have. That sounded weird.
You gotta pick your wife or your girlfriend.
Hey, JP, you can be your wife and girlfriend. It could be fun.
There's no way that could go badly.
Yeah.
We just discussed this. I am married to a redhead. Stabbed me in my sleep.
Slaughter everybody.
All right.
You are guilty by association. Now you're gonna die.
Yeah.
What you got for us, Sammy?
I don't think it copied the right link. Oh yeah, this one was kind of funny. This isn't what I meant to send.
What's she doing? She's circling.
It's just like one of those girls that are bored at a baseball game, and so she's just fixing his hair.
She's fixing his hair?
Yeah, she's like photoshopping his hair.
Oh,
I thought that wasn't what I meant to send.
That's kind of funny. She's like, I don't want to be here right now, so I'm going to Photoshop this guy's hair in front of me. It's funny.
Who was watching what?
I thought it was going to be one of those.
I think it's a baseball. Like
it's a baseball game.
Oh.
I thought it was going to.
I think she put a baseball in his bald spot.
Oh.
Like that's just drawing it into a baseball.
Yeah, that's less funny. Sam's like, check out this one. I got a good one for you. And he sends us that. It's like, well, all right. That ends the segment.
You really weren't prepared, were you?
I was not prepared.
He's grasping at straws over
I have the other one I had was if you put women's hair on Mike Myers, it looks like Mariah Carey. And it totally does.
One, yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that it actually it's super scary actually. Exactly like her. Seems like that one was those were all bad, but whatever. No. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. We're at about an hour. So if you want to support the podcast, make sure you share it with your friends. It's the thing you can do. And we also have some merch available. You can check that out in the description. And rate us on whatever you listen to, whether it's Spotify, Apple, iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, or follow us and subscribe on YouTube. I'm struggling today. Anyway,
That's episode number 1.
And I only had one whiskey drink.
I try to count the ums every time.
Yeah, that was.
Like, follow us on YouTube and
hey, that's that's a good point.
And
actually,
because
Brandon, you take us away. No,
you take us away. Brandon, do it.
No,
Brandon, you do
on.
it.
Brandon,
I'm a critic. I'm more of a critic.
No,
you're a critic.
Well, let's hear your best shot. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Go ahead, Brandon.
We're waiting. We'll wait.
Strong pass.
We'll wait.
You can wait all day.
Anyway,
he's not gonna do it.
All right.
All right.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Go build something.
Wait, do we have shorts and a Hawaiian shirt?
Yeah.
I'm on vacation.